Kentucky. Governor, you said it yourself, this event is devastating. Where do you think things stand as today draws to a close?
Well, it was a tough night. It's an even tougher day, and this disaster is going to continue at least until tomorrow. We're going to have double-digit deaths by the end of this. We're already over 8. We've already airlifted between 20 and 30 people out of harm's way, but many others on their roofs are even hanging in a tree. So many we can't get to because the water hasn't even crested, and it ultimately is moving too fast to safely get there. We've evacuated a nursing home. We are doing rescues at a school, though there are not any children in it, thank God. So we're supposed to get 2 more inches tonight. It's only going to make a difficult situation worse.
Can't imagine what that's going to be like for the folks in your state. Talk to me about the moment you realized, or maybe the image that you saw when you realized your state was in some serious trouble.
Well, I've been at the Emergency Operations Center from early this morning. Really got the call about 4:45 about how bad this was, and was there shortly after. You get reports in about loss of life, about how high the water has gotten, local officials sending you photographs. This one is tough. And listen, Eastern Kentucky floods a lot, but never like this. When you have folks that have been on the ground doing rescues for decades, and they say they've never seen anything like it, and they can't get to people, and they're the most experienced folks out there doing it, you know what we're dealing with is, if not unprecedented, close to unprecedented. And
explain that. What has been the biggest difficulty in trying to reach those people that are trapped?
Well, our roadways are washed out. Some of the current in the water is so strong that our fish and wildlife boats can't get there. That's why we have Zodiac boats being brought in by the National Guard, and some of our cities sending some of their higher-end boats as well. So many people stranded that not enough aircraft with the hoists to get to them, but thankfully getting more. This has just hit so many counties, so many people, and is so big, it's left half of one county almost underwater or struggling.
Have you been able to speak personally with the president yet?
I've talked to the White House, and they reached out proactively. I've spoken to the administrator of FEMA. Listen, we're getting as much communication from the White House as we need. I'm pleased at their response. FEMA will be on the ground tonight. So we are getting the support from the federal government.
And then finally, what do you have to say to the rest of the country who's watching this, who wants to help the people of Kentucky?
Now, listen, we are good people, and the areas that have been hit hard. Number one, we need your prayers because this is an ongoing disaster. Number two, these families are going to need your help and your support, not just today, tomorrow, and the next day, which will be the emergency, or the next 2 months, which will be intermediate housing and having enough clothes and school supplies for these kids. But it's going to take a year or more to rebuild. It's that big, and they're going to need your support through all that, too.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, we appreciate your time during this very, very tough time for your state. As we mentioned, the area is bracing for more rain with flood watches in effect there, and in West Virginia as well. Plus, St. Louis hit with another round of flooding, as we said earlier. Let's get right to meteorologist Michelle Grossman. Michelle, walk us through what's happening there.
Hey there, Tom. And we're seeing heavy rain continuing to fall. We're going to see this over the next few days into the weekend. And just to put this in perspective, we had 2 historical rain events in less than a week. And just statistically speaking, we're seeing 1 in 1,000 chances for both events in a given year. So this is historical, and it's groundbreaking.